Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them all dressed like $1 million, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Yeah, listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, why don't you join me? Steve Harvey, get on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Why don't you join in with me? Come with me, help me say, turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on, yeah. Turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Know y'all can hear me on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. Y'all listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. Okay, here we go. Today, folks, this is a good one because today I want to share with you something that affects every living soul. And that one thing is your attitude. This affects everyone. It is your attitude. You know, I don't know if anyone's ever told you, but I mean, many of you who listen know this, but there are a lot of people who don't understand. A positive attitude can bring about a change. A positive attitude can bring about a change. Well, now here we go with the naysayers. Well, Steve, what you mean if I'm just positive being changed? My mama gone. What me being positive got to do with that? Okay, now listen to me carefully. A positive attitude can bring about change. Well, okay, Steve, I hear you saying that, but they done fired me. So now what does my having a positive attitude have to do with the fact that they fired me? Well, one more time. A positive attitude can bring about change. Well, Steve, I sat up in here and gave 8, 9, 12 years of my life to this man, and he cheated on me and walked out. Now, what does me being positive have to do with him cheating on me? How that's going to change that? Okay, here we go again. A positive attitude can bring about change. Now, listen to the whole thing now. The positive attitude and the change that can happen this is the start. It starts within you. See, life is 10% what happens, is 90% what you do about what happens. Okay, you gave 12 years of your life to this man. He cheated and left you holding the bag, the kids and everything. Now, what does being positive have to do with changing that? Or they came in and they fired you. You lost your job that you was a stellar performer at. But now how does you having a positive attitude, how does that change things for you? So far, we can use any example. Here's what happens. When you have a positive attitude, what it produces within you is a positive approach to life. And when you have a positive attitude and a positive approach to life, it causes you to be optimistic, to have a positive outlook, to expect things to eventually turn around and turn into a positive. That's very important because as the law of attraction comes into play, if you think positive thoughts, you attract positive things. If you think evil thoughts, you attract evil to you. You know, if you want for nothing, then nothing comes your way. If you want for positive attitude, if you want for positive results, if you want for a great outcome, that's what you attract to you. The change will begin within you. So let's take the man that walked out your life and left you holding the bag. Here's a positive attitude. Okay, two things have happened that's positive here. Number one, you've ridded yourself of someone who is obviously going to be, if not already, been toxic in your life. Caused you many restless nights, a lot of uncomfortable feelings and uneasiness, not sure, insecurity. You've been going through it with this person, whoever they are. Number one, that person has been released from your life. Number two, it allows you now to have the someone who will treat you just the way you want to be treated. That's the positive outlook. That's the optimistic way. That's when you're a positive person, you see the positive in things that happen to you instead of burying yourself under the what's wrong with it, or oh, woe is me now concept. See, a positive attitude, when they came in there and they fired you and let you go, could this not have been just the opening you needed to finally start on a new career path that you've been talking about doing anyway? Could it possibly be a brand new chance for you to get the dream job or dream career of your choice? Could it not possibly be the perfect opportunity now for you to finally do something about that gift, about that talent that God gave you, that thing that you love to do? Could it not be the perfect time for you to pursue that? But if you don't have a positive attitude, then you lay there. Oh, they finna come get my house. Oh, what I'm gonna do now? Oh, this unemployment ain't enough. Oh, Lord, when this unemployment run out, what am I gonna do then? I won't have nothing. And you, oh, woe is me, until you become, oh, woe is me. But if you take it from the positive approach, some amazing things can happen in your life. I would tell you on a personal note that some of the best changes, some of the biggest moments in my life came after a loss. Some of the best things that's ever happened to me, some of the biggest moments that I've accomplished in my entire career came after a loss. So I don't want to go down the list, but boy, I could tell you, let me tell you something. When they didn't want me on the radio anymore in L.A., when they was sick of the way I did radio out there, and they wanted me gone. And on May 23rd, 2005, when my deal was done with the Beat out in L.A., okay, look what happened though. Yeah, I was gone in May, but in September 19th, I started the Steve Harvey Radio Network with 4 cities. I'm now 60-some cities. You see, but I didn't go, oh, woe is me. I said, oh, okay. God must have something else for me then. Because if he didn't remove me from this, there must be something else. Same thing can happen when you lose and you break up in a relationship. Same thing can happen to you. You never know the one God got for you. Now here you go. Here you go again. Now you get put into a situation where somebody treats you just the way you want to be treated, provide you with a whole lot of aspects of your life you knew nothing about prior to that. But you got to stay positive. You got to keep looking out. You got to keep looking to God. You got to keep believing that there's got to be something better for you, that God has a plan, and it don't coincide with your plan oftentimes. But his way is the best way. Oh, I have not liked it many times, man. Oh, man, I've had people scathe me. I'm talking about, man, people I ain't done nothing to. I don't even know where it's coming from. Just go public and just try to bury me. When they got through, man, I can't tell you what happened to me because I ain't raised my voice back. I didn't get into that negative lane with them. I took the high road. And when you take the high road, God got something for you. So all of you out there that's struggling, that's being hated on, that you feel like your life done took some turns that you have no control over, if you stay positive, that positive attitude, that optimistic outlook, that always thinking God got me no matter what happened to me. Some amazing things will happen in your life. It's a fact. I don't know how it works that way. I just know that's what it is. Positive attitude is everything, y'all. So get off the old woe is me negativity train, because it ain't going to take you nowhere but down. And get your outlook up. If you change your attitude, you change your altitude. Altitude is determined by your attitude. How high you go, how big you become, how far you go. It all depends on how you think. It all depends on what type of attitude you got. Ain't no very, very successful super negative people. It just doesn't coincide that way. If you see that, something happened to them along the way. And don't worry, you ain't got to worry about it, because you ain't going to see them long. Because you can't stay up there like that. It's just too hard. All right? That's the conversation.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your undivided attention, please? This is Steve Harvey Morning Show. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is Steve Harvey Morning Show, and it's morning.
I understand what you're saying.
It ain't even light out. It's still dark, but it's morning. Man.
What are you yelling for?
I don't know, shit. Steve Harvey Morning Show, and it's still dark.
Good morning.
You're making a point.
Good morning.
Ooh, come on, Steve Harvey. Pull
You
yourself
can do this.
together today. Morning, Shirley.
Hey, Steve. Good morning to you. Thanks for waking me up.
Yeah, Carla for real.
I'm up. Good morning.
Junior's off today. The food.
Right here. Sorry about that
Turn
delay.
your mic on.
I'm here. I thought he had choked on food. It just like, that food. I thought something happened.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
It was something like that, but, not quite. Well, how's everybody doing?
Good.
We're
Really
doing
good.
Everybody
Good.
wonderful?
Yeah, happy hump day.
Yeah. This intermittent fasting that I'm doing,
What are you doing?
I'm doing too much right now. Intermittent
so
fasting, vegan. It's just, what is wrong with me?
Yeah, pick one.
Man, because I'm telling you, all this
Yeah.
don't go together.
Okay. So what are you doing? What is it that you're doing, Steve?
Well, intermittent fasting, my last meal is by 8 o'clock at night. And then my next meal, the next time I eat, is 12 noon.
So today you won't eat. So nothing for breakfast right now while we're at work.
No.
So the last meal you had was last night at 8 p.m.?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Steve.
And as I'm sitting here, I can have like black coffee
Oh, right.
with
yeah,
MCT
that's
oil.
delicious.
MCT oil. What's that?
What's that?
Oh, my,
Like from coconut.
yeah, my girlfriend uses that. She's on a keto diet. She uses
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been hearing about that.
It gives you energy.
So at 12 o'clock, though, you have a nice meal to look forward to, is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I eat.
So what will you eat at 12?
I don't know. It'll be vegan.
How long you do this?
You better blind.
I don't know, man. I tell you one thing. My energy level has skyrocketed. I used to take way too many 5-hour energies, sometimes 2 a day.
Oh, okay.
But every day after lunch, I'd take a 5-hour energy to get me through my next 2 shows. And my doctor said, of course, ain't nothing good for you. You listen to them damn doctors. You
Oh,
can't
I got
do
a story
nothing.
for you coming up, Steve.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. Something. Yeah.
And so, I just decided, and being this vegan is helping my energy.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, we'll see how the weight loss go. I'm in the gym lifting, though. So right now, it's just what they call it, redistributing the weight right now.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, drink up your black coffee. Delicious.
With the MT oil.
Yeah, MCT.
MCT oil.
Yummy.
You put it in, you whip it in. You put it in a blender and whip it. It's really,
Oh, okay.
it's nice.
Coming up at 32 after the hour. All right, Steve. And men who can do 40 push-ups far less likely to develop heart disease. So we'll talk about
heard that.
Yeah, we'll talk about health and wellness coming
man.
up
Yeah,
next.
man, I was right. I'll tell you a story.
All right. We'll be back at 32 after, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve. So here's the story. Check this out. Men who can do 40 push-ups are far less likely to develop heart disease, okay? It turns out that that's 40 push-ups a day, not 40 push-ups, a lifetime total of 40 push-ups, okay? Let's be clear.
A day? 40
Yeah, 40
a
a day. 40 a day. I don't think that's so bad, though. 40 a day.
That's not
40
No.
push-ups a day?
Yeah. You're,
Oh, that ain't bad.
no, not
That
at
ain't
all.
bad.
So nearly half of
I
U.S.
thought they meant 40 at one time. Because my buddy
That's where
jumped in
you
the
got
floor.
it.
Because I heard that the other day, and my buddy jumped in the floor and found out he was going to have a heart attack.
Trying to do
How
it.
about,
Yeah.
how about 20 in the morning and 20 at night?
Oh, that's easy
Yeah.
for me.
That's easy.
Okay.
I could
Really?
do push-ups, yeah. Easy.
Okay, well, cool. Then you.
I'm at 100 a day, big dog. I just started, but I just started Monday.
I can do
But
100
it,
a day.
but it took me
Not at
all day
once,
to get that 100 in.
Oh, yeah, but not at
Well,
once.
that's good.
I could do 425 clips,
What's that?
like 25 at each four different times.
like sets.
Just wait.
Okay.
Yeah, sets.
Okay.
To be a realistically,
Mm-hmm.
I can do about 30 push-ups like right now,
Uh-huh.
nonstop.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's drop and give me
No,
30.
he got that. He got strong upper body.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
He got strong
I
upper
can get
body.
that in.
Okay.
I'm not
Right
gonna
around
do it.
18 though.
Yeah,
Right around 18, I crumble.
yeah. You start thinking different at 18. 18 is that
What do you
little
start
stuff.
thinking now?
Yeah, what are you
I don't
thinking
know,
about?
just different things about your life and stuff,
About your
Should I have finished school? Yeah.
You go that deep with it?
Yeah. I have flashbacks when you know how
think you're
how
dying?
machines say if you feel faint or dizzy, stop immediately.
Uh-huh.
My mind started playing tricks on me. I started remembering the time I was drowning and
Your life flashes before your
all
eyes.
stuff like that. I remember that time I laying in the street, I got hit by that car.
How old were you then?
About 15 when I got hit by the car.
So when you do 20 push-ups, your mind takes you back to when you were 15.
Yeah. And
thinks
then,
he's
then when you
dying,
get
Carla.
to 25, I saw my daddy beating me down in the basement by that furnace. And I took off running and tried to run through the furnace. Yeah. It'd be a lot of stuff happening, man.
It be on your mind, just be stuff. Huh?
Well,
Yeah.
whatever. Your nephew said he can do $125 a day. So
I mean,
No, I
believe
said
that.
100.
okay, 100.
Said 100.
Okay.
Yeah,
he
but that's
can do
throughout the
100.
whole day now. That take a long time.
So what's the max you can do at one time?
Two.
Time.
About 25.
Me,
20,
realistically,
20,
25, 30.
So 25 four times a
That's a
day.
lot.
But your arms and your tries and buys.
Well, see,
look
my
nice.
push-up is different. See, I can't put my chin, chest on the floor
Uh-huh.
because of the length of my arms. And Lee Haney told me that. He said, Steve, your arms are so long. He said, for you to go all the way down, chest to the floor, like military people put chin on the floor,
Yeah, that's.
he said, you're pushing your sockets too far forward. He said, it's not good for you. He said, just do the push-up till your arms is in the L shape. Once you get them in that perpendicular L shape, he said, you can go on back up.
Oh.
Your arms are too long for that. He said, little shorter arm people can do that.
So what
I
are
be
you
right
saying
there
about
at
your
the flow.
nephew?
That's what he's saying. I'm right there at the flow. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Little short
So
arm
is he
people.
even doing a push-up?
Oh, I'm
What
doing
is the
them.
moral of the
Oh,
story?
no, his is good. Mine
what
won't
is
look
he
as
saying?
deep.
What have
My
we
push-up
learned?
wouldn't look as deep as Tommy. Is what I'm saying. Tommy go all the way to the floor.
What have we learned from this
I
story?
go to the floor. I'm going to do 6 of these things and need an operation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
How many crunches can you do, dog?
Well, I can do a lot of crunches, but I ain't done none. I don't know when. But
This
my
you-
core pretty good, though.
You know what this takes me back
I do
to?
planks and leg lifts and stuff like that instead of doing crunches, bending, trying to stretch your lower back out.
Uh-huh.
I've found a lot of alternative ways to do exercises as I've gotten older that don't tear your body up. Like for me, lunges make no sense.
Oh, I hate lunges.
Reverse
That hurts.
lunges are a lot better for me than
Uh-huh.
straightforward lunges. Reverse lunges.
This reminds me, though, when you guys were talking about sit-ups and everything, remember, Carla, the Shirts Off tour?
Oh,
Girl.
my God.
I know. That was
Yeah.
so, I was so
We
proud
didn't
of you
eat
guys.
for a month.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and for those of you who
Y'all were
don't
in
know,
shape,
yeah,
though. Y'all were trying.
yeah.
That was the last time I was there.
Steve issued a challenge to all the guys that work on the show, be they off the show, behind the scenes, or whatever, to get in shape by a certain time. And you were doing a calendar or something.
Yeah, the pictures are still there on the
Yeah,
internet.
pictures are
They
still
never
there.
go away.
Yeah. And that was really cool, though. You guys looked great, and you worked really hard.
You remember what time it was?
Huh? What?
What I do?
Come on.
Took that picture with that towel over it.
With that time.
When he
Yes.
was playing Simply Beautiful in the
It
background.
was so sexy.
I said, man,
Oh
if you
my
don't
God.
get your sexy ass up off that floor.
What about Boom, though? Boom took some sexy pictures.
Man,
Who was
Boom.
on riding us?
Hey, man,
What was he
Boom
riding?
climbed up on that line at my house. And, boy, women was writing in, I want him.
Yeah.
I want him. Oh,
JT Money?
I want that big man up on that line. Come on
Money.
over here. I got a line for you. Boy, they was.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. I was
That
really
was-
proud of you guys. We were proud of you guys. Yeah. So what did
We ain't been back there yet.
Nah,
It's
What
okay.
made
That
you
was
want to
it.
get in shape, though, Steve? What
I
happened?
don't know. Thought I was going to die.
Well, we
You know-
are.
Anytime I feel like I might die,
Hate to burst your bubble.
I gets in the gym right away to try to divert it.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't know. I don't know what was happening right there. Like I've been doing this vegan thing pretty strong.
Yeah.
I mean,
I fell off on my birthday. I had sushi on my birthday.
but you're always on something, Steve. So
I have
mean,
to be
that's
on
good.
something, man, because I like challenging myself.
Yeah.
And motivate. It
You know.
motivates you. Yeah.
Well, that push-up study was done by the American Heart Association. So, coming up, it is the nephew with Run That Prank Back. His 100 push-ups self a day.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour in entertainment news, legendary fashion designer, oh my goodness, Karl Lagerfeld has passed away. And,
First thing my wife said to me yesterday morning was that.
well, as I was saying, he passed away today. We'll talk about that. And Khloe Kardashian is done. They've broken up. She and Tristan Thompson are done. And we'll talk about that. Yeah, that's also sad news. I hate to see people break up like that. But right now, it is the nephew in the building with Run That Prank Back. What you got, Neff?
Small favor. Need a small favor. Not asking too much. Run it. Small favor.
Hello,
Hello, I'm trying to reach Vicky.
this is Vicky.
Hey, Vicky, how you doing? Are you the niece of I think it's Ain't
Yes.
your aunt?
Yes,
Okay, and your aunt passed away. How many years ago your aunt passed?
it was about 5 years ago.
Okay, listen, I'm over here at the funeral home. My sister just passed away, and they gave me your phone number. Did you guys? We're going through a little bit of a situation here. Did you guys aunt have? Your aunt was a heavyset woman. Is that right?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Now they had to. Did they have to put her in a? Did they have to build a special casket for her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're kind of going through with my sister. We ordered a special casket for my sister, and I'm assuming this is the same thing that you guys went through. I've called several of her children, but I wasn't able to get in touch with anybody. But the funeral home actually had your name on file as well, so they gave me your number where I would be able to talk to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. You can speak to me, but what seems to be the problem?
Well, listen, the funeral is actually in 2 days.
Okay.
And we ordered one of those special caskets, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in for another week. So it's almost like we're not gonna have a casket for her, for the funeral. And
Okay.
like I said, the funeral home told us about that you guys were the last ones that ordered a casket of that size. And, me and the rest of the family has been, we've been trying to figure out what to do and what to do. Do you think it's any way possible we can borrow the casket that your aunt is in, and then when the casket comes in that we ordered, we can put her in that casket and put her back down to rest like she's always been. Do you think that's
what?
possible?
Excuse me?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah,
Excuse me, could you repeat yourself? What exactly are you asking me?
Well, what I'm saying is, do you think we can borrow your ain't casket? Because, the funeral is in 2 days, and the casket is not going to be in order for us to be able to bury her in a casket for, to accommodate her size. That's what I'm asking.
What kind of is this you're talking about? First of all, who is this?
Okay, no, my name is Larry. Like I said, I tried to call some of her kids, but nobody ever picked up when I called.
Okay,
but they said that they had her niece's number on file too. You are her niece, Vicky, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think that maybe you can talk to the children and see if we can maybe use that particular casket?
Oh, okay, wait a minute. What the talking about? This some. First of all, who is this? You got to be losing your mind if you think I'm gonna let you dig up my auntie for just to bury your sister.
Yeah, but
that's your
I understand
problem.
where you're coming from. But what I'm trying to say is that we don't have a casket big enough, and they let us know that you guys were the last ones that had a casket that
What that got to do with us? That's your sister. Figure it out. Have you lost your?
No. Well, okay, first of all, what I'm trying to do is this. The family been grieving pretty hard, and I just wanted to make sure that the funeral would be right. And it ain't going to be right if we don't have...
That be,
how
you think my family going to feel digging my auntie up? You lost your mind. Man, don't call me with this. Who is the funeral home that gave you my number to ask me to use the casket so you can bury your sister? Who is the name of that person?
I can't remember, but it was the guy, the funeral director let me know that you guys had went through a situation where you had to bury your aunt. Like I said, I tried to call.
And what's your name again?
My name is Larry.
Okay, Larry, this is a stupid. I don't know what give you my phone number to call me asking you this dumb. Can you believe this? They call here asking me can they dig up so they can bury their sister. It's not fault that his sister don't have a casket. Hello?
No. What I'm saying, I understand it's not your fault. No, I understand it's not your fault. What I'm trying to say is, would y'all show some sympathy and some love for what me and my family going through? Because we don't have a casket. Like I say, my sister was a heavy set woman.
That's all fine and good. My condolences go out to you and your family. I'm trying to be as reserved as I can with this whole situation. But do you understand what kind of stupid you're asking me right now to actually dig up my aunt who's been in the ground for 5 years to bury your sister?
Okay, but Vicky, let me ask you this here. If we use it, your aunt ain't gonna know. She ain't gonna know we use it.
What kind of stupid for you to say to me? My aunt and I, we don't know. Are you stupid? What kind of you smoking? Are you smoking crack? We don't know. She not ground no more.
First of all, you know what? I appreciate you trying to work with me, but I want to say this: you don't even have the authority to make that decision.
Well, because I was really trying to be nice and be calm, but guess what? We're not doing this stupid. I'm trying to be nice to you and try to help you out, but no, you want me to get ignorant and act stupid with you. I was trying to be nice and sympathetic, but we're not doing it. I'm not giving you the number. I got the authority to tell you right now, no, we're not digging her up so you can bury your sister. Figure it out.
Okay, so that's just it. I can't talk to now.
Yeah, that's it. No, you ain't talking to nobody. You talking to me.
Okay, I got something else I need to tell you though. I need to tell you something else. Are you listening?
What to tell me?
I want to tell you this. This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Vicky, your sister Sheila got me to prank phone call you.
Hold up. Who is this again?
Vicky, this is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your sister Sheila got me to prank phone call you.
Oh, y'all. Well, you got me over here all worked up. I'm cussed. I'm going to kick she play too much. She ain't got to.
Vicky, I got one more thing to ask you, baby. What is the baddest, and I mean the baddest, radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show. Oh, y'all crazy.
You ain't gonna let a brother borrow a casket. You see what I'm saying?
No.
You see how people are?
No.
Boy,
You
was
sound
I
right.
wrong.
That's why black
Play
people
too
can't
much.
stick together. Like, come on now.
This is why. This right here.
We don't,
You ain't loan a brother a
we don't
casket
share
for a minute?
caskets.
Yes. West Palm Beach Improv, baby. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The nephew is in town. West Palm Beach Improv this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Bring a casket. Let a brother borrow a casket.
Oh, my
Somebody
God.
come to the improv. Loan a brother a casket, man. What?
Thank you, nephew. Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment news right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Some sad news, guys. Legendary fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld has passed away. He was 85 years old. The German designer who lived in Paris died earlier yesterday, after missing a number of fashion shows while being ill in recent weeks. Karl Lagerfeld became a design assistant as a teenager and began his long career with Chanel back in 1983. He's credited with adding glitz to the design house's style. He was a creative director for Chanel and Fendi. Up until his death, Lagerfeld released collections for Fendi and his label. And
You know what he did for me? You know what he did for me?
What?
He made me smell good throughout the whole 80s. You hear me? That Lagerfeld cologne was the
You want the
greatest
same thing through the whole 80s?
Yeah, I did. I did. I thought that Lagerfeld was, well, I ain't gonna lie, I had some more, but that Lagerfeld was signature.
That was your main. That was your main.
Man,
Did you get a lot of girls?
what?
You know,
I had
man.
a shag with a ducktail in the back. What?
God, dog.
What?
Come on, boy.
Boy,
He took
Talk
you back.
about yourself. I know. Shag with a ducktail.
with the ducktail, man.
We used to call them Q-locks.
Q-locks.
Q-locks. What's that? The hairstyle?
Yeah, when you had that little flip on the back, we call them Q-locks. I used to cut them for the bros in college.
Uh-huh.
Ducktail.
You had a shag with the, wow, tell me.
Yeah,
I
girl.
would love to see that.
Oh, let me get that part on the side. What you talking about?
Okay.
My mama said that's way too much going on.
Yes.
Oh, you need to let one of
That
them
has-
go.
You know
busy.
something, man?
He was right.
Like, I have the best colognes now.
Uh-huh.
But coming up, though, dog, you couldn't tell me nothing about Polo.
Yeah.
That was your fragrance.
Huh?
Ralph Lauren. Yeah,
Hey, did you,
That
did
green
you wear
ball,
your
that
gold
horse
top?
on it with the gold knob.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody had this.
Man, Polo. Woo!
And you know,
I
ladies
love
love a
cologne.
good smelling man.
Man.
Everybody right.
But you know you had that polo too long when that gold is starting to flake off the top. And the man on the horse is fading
No.
away. You like, man.
Now, here when you know you got on too much of it, when the girls say you need to wash.
Some of that off.
Yeah.
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 I love
Man,
it.
I had so much Polo on at the Spats one night.
That's a club.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I had my little cheap-ass suit on. I was standing at the edge of the bar nursing this drink that wouldn't have no alcohol in it.
Right. 'cause
I
you
was
don't
standing there,
drink.
man. I had so much Polo on me, it was burning my eyes.
Did you leave
is
any
too
in the
much.
bottle that night?
I had 3 handfuls on me.
Ooh,
That patted it all in my suit jacket.
Oh,
Cause you know I knew they was in the club with too much going on, and I wanted mine to last. Whoa, I was in there
Oh,
hurt.
you think you can wear it, dog?
Oh, I was in there
So
hurt.
how many
I had so
squirts
much-
you put on?
he
How many
said 3
squirts?
handfuls.
No, see, you
Yeah.
doused it in the bottle. You doused it in your hand, the bottle I had.
That made it last
Yeah.
longer. Yeah.
Man,
Whew. Okay.
3 handfuls.
Well, in other,
all on the back of my neck. Behind my ear.
you didn't take anyone home that night?
Under my... Oh, hell no. Shirley, it wasn't that good back then. Take somebody home. I'd be lucky to get a
They
damn
can get
number
past the
there.
smell, sure.
Take nobody home like first night.
Oh,
That was hard back then. You had,
Oh, okay.
you had to at least have some kind of game.
You got the coat on. You got the coat.
Boy, I had this girl.
Excuse me?
You're not going to
Excuse
do
me?
it.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
thank
Let him
God,
have it.
Saved by the Bell. It's time for
You're not
headlines,
gonna
Steve.
do that. This was gonna be a
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Andrew.
Thank you very much, everybody. This is Andrew with the news. Well, a new round of U.S.-Chinese trade talks scheduled to begin later on today in Washington, D.C. The aim of the negotiators, for both sides actually, is to avert threatened higher tariffs, because without an agreement, tariffs are going to be levied on some $200 billion in Chinese goods next month, and Beijing is expected to make some retaliatory moves against U.S. products, the ones that they buy as well. President Trump, meanwhile, has been sending out a message to the Venezuelan army that a new president named Juan Guaido has been elected, that the world is supporting this guy, and that if they continue backing Nicolas Maduro, they're going to be backing the wrong horse as well as the wrong kind of government.
To those who would try to impose socialism on the United States, we again deliver a very simple message. America will never be a socialist country.
Trump was speaking before several hundred members of Florida's expatriate Venezuelan community. That's the largest Venezuelan community, apparently, in this country. As you probably know, Bernie Sanders is back in the race for the White House. He launched his new campaign this week, promising to, quote, finish the revolution that he says he began during his failed campaign against Hillary Clinton. Sanders says that at age 77, he's healthy, that he has the energy to run for and serve as commander-in-chief. Although Sanders attracted a lot of young voters last time, you may remember, the Democratic Socialists failed to connect with many older black voters who felt he never made a sincere effort to appeal to them. Most of his workers were young whites. And there are also Democrats who feel that Sanders held on to his supporters too long, leaving his people disheartened and less likely to vote, and therefore paving the way for Donald Trump's victory. And some of those folks, they don't forgive him for that. A man considered the silent Sam of the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, spoke out this week against a case he feels was wrongly decided. Justice Thomas says that the case of New York Times versus Sullivan was wrongly adjudicated. In a 14-page treatise, the black justice writes that the case does not line up, he says, with the original meaning of the Constitution, and that it should be overruled so as to make it easier. And he wants to make it easier for public figures to sue media entities for libel or individuals for defamation. Sad news from the world of fashion. The house of Chanel's creative director, as you heard, Karl Lagerfeld, has died at age 85. Lagerfeld, easily recognized by his white ponytail and black sunglasses, he was a leading designer for the French fashion house for at least the last 30 years, putting it on the map and changing it and revamping its styles. And finally, today is National Love Your Pet Day. Well, not everybody has dogs and cats. Some people have. Okay, now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, we got to ask this question. I mean, we asked it all last week and the week before that and the week before that, but here we go again.
Okay, sure.
Now, the brand Burberry, it's apologizing for showcasing a hoodie that featured a noose around the neck during its show at London Fashion Week. Burberry,
what is going on with the fashion industry?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah. It's ridiculous now. I mean,
This
come
is
on.
sickening.
Yeah.
But Burberry, though, they issued a statement that those are not the people that they make our clothes for. Remember when they made that statement?
Oh, yeah, you mean a while ago.
You know, some rappers was talking about it, and they said, those are not the people we make our clothes for. I've never worn Burberry, ever.
Yeah, and because of stuff like
Never.
that. Yeah.
Never.
They say we are deeply sorry for the distress caused by one of the products that featured in our autumn-winter 2019 runway collection. That's all they
But,
said.
you know, for it to come out now, you've really, after all this that's been happening with Gucci and all of these other, for you to run down the runway now with that?
Yeah, this just happened.
Dog, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're saying autumn, winter. So
Yeah.
this is in the future
Right.
wear that you're designing for
Yeah.
later in the year.
Yeah,
and like you're saying, Steve.
Right.
You didn't have to come out with that.
Right. The chief executive officer for Burberry said that though the design was inspired by the marine theme that ran throughout the collection, it was insensitive and we made a mistake. The design, of course, the design was criticized by model Liz Kennedy, who was featured in the show, but claimed her concerns about the use of a noose were dismissed. Suicide is not fashion. She wrote on Instagram, "It is beyond me how you can let a look resembling a noose hanging from a neck out on a runway." Also, various mental health organizations were critical of the fashion concept as well. Well, when black people look at it, we see something different.
Racism.
Yeah.
I mean, you know
As
what?
soon as we see it.
Okay, first of all,
Lynching and all of that.
who is Liz Kennedy?
She's a
She
model.
was a model
She's a model
featured in the show, in the
White.
actual show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
White. Now, if she knows that, if this white woman can stand up and go, wait a minute, what are we doing here? A noose around a person's neck going down a runway? Are y'all kidding me? But nobody else see it but this woman? That should have, everybody's ears should have been pent back when Liz Kennedy said that. I mean, that's crazy, man. Especially
She
with
said they
all
laughed
of what's
at her,
going on.
Steve. She said they laughed at her
Okay, well,
at the show.
Okay.
Now
I bet they ain't
you gotta
laughing now.
apologize. Yeah.
Burberry won't lose $1 with me. They don't have to worry. They won't lose $1 with me because I ain't never bought nothing out of there. So, once they said that years ago, I was done.
Coming up in the 34 after the hour, reports that Jussie Smollett's role as Jamal Lyon has been cut down on Empire. We'll talk about that right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, more on the Jussie Smollett case. His Empire screen time is getting cut in the wake of this growing sentiment that he staged this so-called attack. Now, keep in mind that police are still doing their investigation. This is according to TMZ. Jussie was supposed to have 9 scenes and a big musical number in the second to the last episode, which is being shot now. But 5 of his scenes have been cut, and his musical number has been cut as well. The brothers, the African brothers out of Chicago, Abel and Ola Ascendero, reportedly told investigators that they drove around Chicago with the Empire star, that is Jussie Smollett, to scout a location. The brothers said Jussie picked a spot near his apartment because he thought a security camera would capture the fight. It did not, and since the camera was pointed in the wrong direction, it didn't capture the fight. And so according to TMZ, the brothers said Jussie wanted the attack to be a physical thing, but not to the point he'd be seriously hurt. Also, there is now a possible motive as to why Jussie may have staged the attack a week before the incident. A letter threatening Jussie was sent to the Empire studios where Empire is filmed, and a source told CBS Chicago when the letter didn't get enough attention, Jussie concocted the staged attack. The investigation, plus a grand jury, is about to convene to hear evidence as to whether Jussie should be indicted on
grand jury.
Yeah, well, they're bringing a grand jury in to look at the evidence to see if there's enough to charge Jussie.
Now, can I say this? Because I used to think that a grand jury was this group of robed people, but they're not. It's just 12 registered voters,
right?
Yes.
that get called in to review.
Right, to review the evidence to see if there's enough there to warrant a charge, an indictment.
Man, damn.
So what was in the letter?
Keep in mind, there's an ongoing police investigation. We do still have to wait until all the facts are there. And
that's true.
keep in mind, we still have to do
Jussie.
Damn, Jussie.
a lot of confusion, a lot of craziness going on. But see, if they didn't cut his role, we don't. And what if the police investigation came out to say something? You gotta wait.
It's just a lot.
Yeah, you just gotta wait and see. Yeah, it
We were
doesn't
waiting
look
until the
good.
end.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but
I
we
mean,
just
no,
gotta wait.
his lawyers didn't issue the statement that they sticking to their guns.
Yeah,
with the
and
story,
Jussie's
so.
sticking
and
to
they
his
claim
story
he's
as
still
well.
a victim.
Yeah, he's sticking to his
I
story as well.
I don't know what the hell's happening no more.
No.
And that's why we have to wait and see what the authorities
In
find
Chicago.
Mm.
Well, we are very quick to judge.
Fire right off on you, didn't they, dog?
Everybody's guilty until proven innocent, instead of how the country should operate, innocent until proven guilty. I
And
mean,
the social media bandwagon.
Yeah,
Folks get on that social media and
just
you don't wait for the facts and the information, and that's what we need to do.
right.
All you can say right now is just damn, Jussie. That's all you can say.
Just
Damn.
period. I mean, it's crazy.
The hell, man! I swear to you, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's crazier stuff than happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like really, I don't really what Jussie Smollett did, whether he did it or not. I don't. Well, I don't. Whatever the reason is for.
That's something we may never know.
But here's what I do. Here's what I do know. with forensic and technology today, you can't plan anything like that. Not saying he did, but you can't plan anything like that and think you're going to get away with it in wide open public. Man, do you know how far they backtracked them dudes to see where them two figures came from? They got cameras everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you can't plan something like that and have other people involved either.
I just don't want no Subway sandwich right now.
I cannot with you. Let's try not to rush to judgment on this story, no matter what it looks like right now. Let's wait till the investigation has been completed.
But we should also wait on getting a Subway sandwich too. You probably don't want to get one right now. You know what I'm saying? You probably want to make you a flap over in the kitchen. You know, that one piece of bread and just flap it over. Get you that.
Hey, Tommy, I did like them sandwiches. You know, like when you do a peanut butter sandwich, you just butter one half of the bread and then fold it. You know, I used to call that a quickie.
Up next, it is the nephew with today's prank phone call. That's coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. Subject, grinding and grabbing might get me in trouble. Yeah, that's it.
Come on with it.
But right now, the nephew is in the building with today's prank phone call. Neff, what do you have for us today?
Y'all show y'all want one?
Oh, Lord.
Huh?
Okay. Who did you prank? What is this?
Black History Month it is, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
You gotta adopt these white kids.
Do your part.
You gotta adopt these white kids.
What are you talking about?
Listen to this.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach a Valerie. Valerie.
This is she.
Hi, Valerie. Listen, my name is Kadeem. I'm from Adoptions. I'm giving you a call. I'm sure you're aware that we're coming by tomorrow, and we're great. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for being a part of this adoption thing for Black History. We really greatly appreciate what you're doing. We want you to know that we have you scheduled tomorrow that we're going to drop 2 Caucasian kids off at your household. And hello?
You're going to drop them off at my house?
Right. Are you familiar with what's going on with Colorful Adoptions?
No.
Okay, wait a minute, hang on. Your name has been submitted to us that you are volunteering to take in 2 Caucasian kids here during Black History Month, and you're going to teach them as much as you can about Black history for a week. They're going to be with you for 7 days. How many rooms do you have in your apartment so we can make sure that the kids have adequate space?
Okay, can you tell me who submitted my name?
Ma'am, can you tell me, do you guys have a back door so that, you know, there's an access front entrance and back entrance? I'm sorry?
Where are you calling from again?
I am calling from Adoptions. But what I do need to know is will the kids have transportation? Do you have a vehicle that is definitely yours?
No, the kids won't have transportation. I'm sorry. You're asking me, no. Who are you again? And
My name is Kadeem, ma'am. I'm calling for Adoptions.
Okay. And who submitted my information?
Ma'am, do you have adequate space to accommodate the children?
No. Who submitted my name to you to say that I was going to take 2 more?
Ma'am, I'm asking you, do you have adequate space, and are you going to be having enough food to, for the kids to be?
No, because I have 3 children. I'm trying to feed these 3 over here, and no, I don't have enough food to feed 2 more children. Now, you're calling me, and who gave you my information?
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you another time. How many bedrooms do you have in your apartment unit so we can make sure that the kids are accommodated properly?
No, don't bring any kids to my house. I don't care. No, what color they are and what you need. Who submitted my information to you?
Okay, ma'am. Let me ask you something. How long have you been on your job?
Okay. What the? Oh no, hell no.
I mean, your name has been submitted by.
I don't care what you say. I'm not interested. You know what will happen if you drop 2 kids off, 2 white kids off at my house?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Oh, no, that's okay. I don't have time. I work 10 hours a day. I don't have time for that. You know, it's okay. You can drop them. You know what's going to happen to them if you drop them off? They're going to be right where you dropped them off at when you come back to get them next week.
Okay, ma'am.
Right
have you? Somebody has submitted your name that you don't mind volunteering to take.
No, you can take them to the who submitted my name. Take them to that. I don't need them.
Okay.
I don't need them. I work 10 hours a day. Take them to whoever submitted. How about you take them?
Ma'am, I work for the agency, ma'am. I'm here to try and get these kids a great place to get educated. And
No, that's okay. I'm not even say no about it. No, thank you. And whoever told you this, take them to that. I have 3 children of my own I'm taking care of. Who the will tell you that?
But I don't know exactly who submitted your name. All I know is that they said that you would be good as far as taking care of the children and teaching them about Black history.
Kids to them. Who told you that?
Ma'am, I don't. Like I said, I'm working here at Adoptions, and I'm.
Yeah, I don't know who you work for, and I have 3 kids of my own. I work 10 hours a day. That's the I'm teaching about Black History Month.
Okay, I mean, is it a problem teaching 2 more children and 2 Caucasian children who probably don't know as much about Black history?
It is a problem. I work 10 hours a day. I got 3 I'm trying to feed on my own. What? You need to take them children to that who told you to bring them to me. How about that?
Ma'am, I don't know. I'm not at liberty to give out the names on who exactly submitted your name.
I want the name of the Black who told you to bring some kids to my house. I don't even care that the kid's white. I want the name of the that told you that. That's what I want.
Ma'am, I don't have their names in front of me. I don't.
Who the told you to bring these 2 kids to my house?
Ma'am, like I said, I don't know who told me that. All I know is we're scheduled to drop them off at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, what kind of they gonna be out there when you come back to get them? I didn't sign up for any more kids. Who the give me the name of the person who told you to bring me to my
I don't have the name in front of me, and actually I'm not at liberty to let you know who submitted your name. All I know is we're scheduled to drop 2 kids off at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Did you not hear what the I've been asking you? How the sign me up to bring 2 white kids? I don't even have a problem with the kids being white. They could be Mexican, Asian. That's not the point. Who the gave you my name?
Ma'am, I don't know who submitted your name. I don't know that.
Oh, no, you got to know who gave you my information because they know nobody been to my house.
All I know is, ma'am, I'm scheduled to bring those kids over there at 10 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Oh, that's who the told you that? Say, don't bring no kids to my house. I don't even care if they white. Just don't bring 2 more kids to my house, period. Period.
I will see you in the morning, Miss Valerie, okay?
In the morning.
I have one more thing I need to tell you about tomorrow. Are you listening?
You.
Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening. You say whatever the you have to say to me right now.
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your coworker named
I got these 3 kids and one of them daddy ain't oh God. Oh, I thought you were
Valerie, you alright?
I'm alright.
Alright, Valerie, I got one more thing to ask you. What is the baddest, and I'm talking about the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, is it? You know, keep a white kid for a week.
You are stupid for real.
Try to learn people something, you know? You know, just everybody need a little Black history in their life. They do. You need to learn that.
Diversification, Tommy.
Yeah.
Get him, Steve. Get him.
That's all.
Get your nephew.
22nd, 23rd, 24th. That is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The nephew, West Palm Beach. West Palm. I will be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You never know who might show up, West Palm, but I'll be there. Hey, man, why don't you come down and play some golf with me this weekend, West Palm? And you know what? I'll let you open up, too.
I'm working this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And Tommy, you don't really want me to open for you.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do. I actually, honestly, want me, you, Jay, and Junior to go do one last run.
Me,
like
you,
by
and
5
who?
cities.
Jay and
me, you, Jay, and Junior go do one last run.
Oh, that'd be great.
5 cities.
That'd be a
That's
big
what I want
show.
to do.
I just need to know what you would do so we can work out the
Well,
number.
what do they want?
So I've been the hold up. Is that what you're saying?
What do they want?
Usually is.
And you better find something for Carla and I to do.
Oh, this weekend, West Palm is nice, man.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah. and they love the show there too.
Loyal.
And we love them right back.
Hey, loyal listeners.
Yes.
You go down in Louisiana swamp and try that if you want.
Man, come on.
All right, thank you, nephew. Up next, it is the strawberry letter. Subject: grinding and grabbing might get me in trouble. Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, it's time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, on dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to Steve Harvey FM and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one. And it is a real letter. You hear that?
Let's go, baby. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. The Strawberry Letter.
Oh, Lord. Subject: grinding and grabbing might get me in trouble. It's okay.
They can hear the grinding. It's okay.
Well, if you go into an explanation of what it is.
Cannot. Would you get him, please? No, it's so ignorant.
With mom and daddy in here, one of them is biting their bottom lip.
All right, here we go. Dear Steve and Shirley, I am a 48-year-old happily married man. I've been married for 17 years to one of the finest women in the world, but 6 months ago, my wife and I hit a rough patch in our sex life because I'm on high blood pressure medicine and I can't perform like I used to. I've found different ways to make sure my wife is pleased, and she has not had any complaints. She tried different things for me too, but nothing worked. As long as she's happy, I'm happy. Fast forward to a month ago, I went out for drinks after work with my coworkers, and there was a group of us drinking, dancing, and having a great time. One of my female coworkers that has a great body and flaunts it backed that thing up on me, and we started grinding on the dance floor. Can I read this without your comments, please?
You stop
Hey,
it.
hey, everybody calm down.
I was worked up.
I know, right? I was shocked. I was shocked, but I was also really turned on. I let her grind a few times and drop it to the floor before I walked away. She followed me to the bar and reached down and grabbed my crotch and whispered in my ear that she was impressed by my size and she could feel that I was very excited. Heck yeah, I was excited.
Hell yeah, I was excited.
I was excited.
You don't get excited and say heck.
I was excited that it was working again. I told my coworker that she was right, but I don't get down like that. I rushed home to try to make crazy love to my wife. Shut up, Tommy! But when I got home, the moment had passed and the excitement was gone. I kept replaying the whole grinding and grabbing scenes in my mind, but it didn't work. Now, days later, I can't stop thinking about my coworker and how she made it work again. I'm not a cheater, but it's been 6 months since I had sex, and I know where I can get some. So what should I do? Well, well, at least one thing's for sure, you do know it can work. But the real question is, why are you writing in here asking Steve and I for permission to cheat on your wife with your coworker, sir? Why are you doing that? Because that's what it is. I mean, that's exactly what you're doing. Why else would you mention that it's been 6 months, you know, where you can get some at the end? I mean, come on. A man who's not a cheater, as you say in this letter, would not be saying, you know, or doing things like grinding on your coworker. So I just...
I don't know why he wrote y'all to. I really don't. I don't know why he wrote y'all.
I mean, 2 things I suggest you do that could possibly help your situation. And don't forget, you said when your wife's happy, you're happy. 2 things. 1, you got to go back to the doctor. You got to see if he can reduce your blood pressure meds to, get a lower dosage or something like that. And maybe, you won't have this ED. See if that's a problem. Or perhaps your doctor can prescribe you some Viagra, or whatever it is men use during times like this. I don't know if Viagra is still popular. I don't know. But
yeah, very
popular as hell.
Oh, okay, because I haven't heard you guys talk about it.
That ain't ever going out of style,
okay.
Shirley. That's permanent. I don't give a damn if they come up with something new.
Yeah, but go to your
called
doctor.
Niagara.
like as in the fall.
Comes over you like rushing water. Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. Go talk to your doctor about this. Cheating with your coworker is definitely not the answer for a man who's been happily married for 17 years to one of the finest women in the world. Come on now, Steve.
Well, here's some truth that people have to understand. They've been married for 17 years. A doctor told a group of us one time, we were playing golf. And a doctor told us, they said, fellas, here's the deal. When you've been married to the same woman that many years, it goes for both men and women. It's the same. And it's going to take, as you all stay together longer, different methods to get everybody to the same level of pleasure that they used to be at years ago. It's going to take something different. Now, if the two of you never make the adjustment and do nothing different, for one or both, eventually it's going to become a little bit mundane. Or, shall we say, boring.
Okay.
And that can happen to anyone.
I can see that.
And 17 years, that's what it is. Well, you had some problems come up and you was taking high blood medicine to mess your little game up now. You got some things you're dealing with.
Excuse me? What?
He sleep.
Yeah. Rip Van Winkle. Yep.
The 7 dwarfs. One of them sleep.
Yeah, sleepy?
Yeah, one of them sleep. You just got to know. You got a little problem, probably because of the high blood. I strongly suggest you change your diet. I really do, because diet can help with that problem, sir. You have to change your diet, because that high blood, you get off that high blood medicine, you could be back. But if you stay on that high blood medicine, pimp, you ain't making a comeback.
Does the fact that he's 48, does that
No, that ain't nothing. 48 young.
Okay, just asking.
You might start to have little differences. Like at 48, when you reach your moment of passion, the electricity, the electrical current that normally runs up the back of your neck, it ain't the same.
No, it don't matter.
Yeah. That electrical current is not as strong. When you was 12, you was thinking about, when it happened to you at 21, you was thinking about killing yourself. Because it was too much. It was just, it's just too much.
So at 48, what happened?
At 40, like at 21 is like the.
Like you put your hand in an electrical socket.
Yeah, 48 is like. Bzzz.
Oh, okay.
It's over. That's it.
It's like the phone vibrating in your pocket.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we'll come back with part 2 of Steve's response to today's Strawberry Letter. Subject grinding and grabbing might get me in trouble. We'll be back at 23 after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Come on, Steve, let's recap today's Strawberry Letter. Subject grinding and grabbing might get me in trouble.
48-year-old man, been married 17 years to one of the finest women in the world. Then y'all hit a rough spot about 6 months ago. You started taking this high blood medicine, and it affected the train. The train has lost its choo-choo.
The locomotive.
And choo-choo. Ain't no more of that. It's just a train now. It's on the track, but ain't nobody shoveling coal. Everybody off. So now you sitting there, and you found other ways to satisfy, and she tried helping you, but nothing worked. So you go out with some coworkers. That's a group of y'all drinking, dancing, having a great time. One of your female coworkers that's got a great body and flaunts it, backed that thing up on me and started grinding on the dance floor. Huh?
Yeah, it's right there.
I was shocked, but I was also turned on. And Lord, I let her grind a few times, dropping it to the floor, and then I walked away. Where did you go? And so anyway,
What happened?
that slipped out.
You should have let her go a few more
Yeah,
times.
inside voice. Hello.
She followed me to the bar, reached down, grabbed my crotch, and whispered in my ear, "I'm impressed by your size, big boy." And she could feel I was very excited.
Wait, what is, excuse me, can you say that again, please? What did she say?
She said, I could feel, she said, I'm really impressed by your size, big boy. You know, I've heard that. So that's what I heard.
That's not what's in the letter, but okay.
But that's how it was said to me.
Did you insert that?
I know he did.
That's a personal moment. She said, I'm really impressed by your size, big boy. I said, thank you, man. I appreciate you, too. But it's a shame, though, when they say,
Stupid.
I'm not impressed by your size. I said, well, I was impressed by yours. That ain't a match, is it?
No.
And that's not in the letter.
Okay, so anyway, she grabbed the crotch and whispered in your ear she was impressed by your size and she could feel I was very excited. Hell yeah, I was excited. I was excited that it was working again. I told my coworker that she was right, but I don't get down like that. I rushed home to make crazy love to my wife, but when I got home, the moment had passed and the excitement was gone. That's because the moment was back at the club, partner.
Yes, it was.
Hate to tell you that. I hate to tell you that, but I must tell you that. You can't care what happened at the club to the house, because what is trying to happen at the house was actually started back at the club. That type of heated exchange and excitement don't last on the freeway. Driving, stopping at lights, your focus is altogether different. Couple cop cars and pass by, you know you black, you done got scared. Oh God, is they gonna pull me over? Woo! They going on about their business. So yeah, bro, you in trouble. You wasn't gonna make it. But now ever since that happened, I've been playing that whole grinding thing, grabbing scene in my mind. Yeah, so no. He said, so when he got home, he tried to make crazy love. So what he kept doing was playing back in his mind the grinding scene and the grabbing scene. But it didn't work. Now, days later, I can't stop thinking about my coworker and how she made it work again. Now, here's where he's trying to save himself. I'm not a cheater.
Yeah, right.
But it's been 6 months since I had sex, and I know where I can get some. So what should I do? Well, homie, since we're on the radio.
What?
I said, well, homie, since we're on the radio, I'm going to tell you this. Got to find a way to work it out. First of all, you and your wife going to have to do some new things. It's got to be completely new. Grind and some other things, too. Y'all been together 17 years. I know you're married to the finest woman in the world. That's a good way to feel about your girl. But you got to do something different, though. Y'all got to try something different.
Help him out, Steve.
Well, you know, you may not agree with what I'm about to tell you, but you can. It's a lot of things that bring a little excitement into your bedroom.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Well, you know, like on your way to the bedroom, just reach on the can and get that can of grease that's on top of the stove. Either one, fish or bacon.
What you about to do with that?
Just get it in the room so you can get a different smell in there.
In the bedroom?
Yeah, you know, you need to go in there and smell like you cooking. You know, try to get it on. There's a couple other things you could do too. You know, you can. I would like reinforce the chandelier in the ceiling. Cause you need to get in there and do some swinging, party. Trampoline, you got to look like that po-ass hotel in Vegas, Circus. You got to have some stuff going on. You got to have some clowns in there with the flowers that squirt water. You got to bring some tricks in this bedroom, homie, or else your wife gonna leave you, man, because you ain't performing at all. You got to start thinking, what can I do to change things around here?
Did he say trampoline?
Hell yeah, you got but don't put the trampoline in the bedroom. Put it in the hallway.
Why?
I want you to come flying in.
Like an acrobat?
Yeah, I want you to fly in from the hallway with a Spider-Man suit on and make sure that the trampoline is aimed towards the flat screen on the wall. So when you spring in like Spider-Man, you just hanging on the edge of that flat screen TV.
Then what you gonna do?
You making it real sexy in here now, boy.
Wow, that visual is crazy as heck, Steve.
Yeah.
He's hanging off the TV.
Now you just hanging on that TV. Both your feet and hands is on the wall. You looking like Peter Parker.
Well, what do you say when you get on the trampoline? What is he saying?
Coming in.
All right, Steve, we get the point, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We got to get out of here. Email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter. So stupid at Steve Harvey FM. Coming up in 10 minutes, we're going to talk politics. Bernie Sanders is running for president in 2020, and we're going to talk sand and soul right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, before we get to Bernie Sanders and his announcement that he is in the presidential race, we got to talk about Sand and Soul because it'll be here before we know it. Coming
October
up
10th through the 13th. The third annual Sand and Soul will be popping off in Punta Cana at the luxurious Hard Rock Hotel. This time we have all the rooms at the Hard Rock. So if you had a good time but you stayed at the Rio Hotel,
the Rio.
Call now and you won't have to do that. Up until the end of February, you can reserve your rooms for just $99. $99. And we have payment plans.
Yes.
So do it, man. Get your room now for $99 is all you need to secure your room in that entire weekend. And we have payment plans. So get to SteveHarveySandandSoul.com, SteveHarveySandandSoul.com. Comedy shows. My wife does a beauty bar. We got cigar rolling, cigar lounges, cognac. We got gambling all night. We got parties. We got guests.
Comedy,
we got
entertainment.
everything.
Yes.
Every form of entertainment. We just need y'all good people to come hang out with us. Steve Harvey Sand and Soul, baby. And get your soul on while you got it going on. Knowing that it is what it is, and breezes is forever.
Yeah, hurry up. Get this $99 special. It ends at the end
Don't
of February. Go to SteveHarveySandandSoul.com. We will see you there. All right, now, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has made it official.
He's back.
As you always say, Steve, feel how you want to feel about this, but he is running for president again. Senator Sanders confirmed yesterday that, yes, he does plan to seek the Democratic nomination in 2020. It's a second attempt at trying to win the White House. He is 77. I said 77 years old. He is. Bernie, well, what is our president? 71? Trump is 71 or 72? Yeah, 71 or 72.
Not our president, the president.
Yeah, the president of the U.S. 70.
True that.
He's in his 70s. Bernie says we are running against a president who is a pathological liar, a fraud, a racist, a sexist, a xenophobe, and someone who is undermining American democracy as he leads us in an authoritarian direction. As we know, President Trump has referred to Bernie Sanders on Twitter as Crazy Bernie. All right. Bernie Sanders told CBS this morning that we're going to move this revolution forward in the community. Take a listen.
We are going to also launch what I think is unprecedented in modern American history, and that is a grassroots movement, John, to lay the groundwork for transforming the economic and political life of this country. That's what's different.
So that's what's different.
Yeah, that's what. Okay. All right. So there you have it. The question is, can he beat Trump? That is the question. Steve?
I don't know, man. I didn't vote for Bernie before because I didn't think he was going to make it.
But boy, did he make a showing. Against Hillary Clinton in the last presidential election. Right. Yeah.
A lot of people felt like Bernie was talking to them, and that's where Hillary kind of missed out.
Yes, especially those
like
millennials.
She wasn't talking to them.
Yes.
Oh, she missed the boat.
Especially the millennials, Carla. They were
so he had a big following.
Yeah. Because he wanted universal health care. He wanted to do away with college tuition.
Yes.
Yes. Those
so a lot of younger voters, you're right, Shirley, they were feeling them.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know, man.
So how many we got now? 40, 50? How many are up there running now?
Candidates for the Democratic Party? Yeah.
All these,
three women.
Just a lot of people I've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to weed them out. So
yeah.
But I know all of them people can't really think they should win the White House.
Hopefully they're not running if they don't think they can win.
I just don't think that all these people think that they legitimately have a shot.
They got to believe in themselves, though. They have to.
You just don't want someone to be that can really beat Trump.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
And that's what y'all need to do.
Yeah.
And if you're not the person, get out the race.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they can bring something. I mean, that's the thing. Who can beat Trump? Which one of them can beat Trump?
Biden and Kamala.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Kamala?
That's a good team.
Kamala Harris, Senator.
That's the team that could win it.
Yeah, I agree. But Biden hasn't announced yet.
Yeah.
He will.
You think so, Tommy?
He'll be number 60. He'll beat him.
Wow. 60th candidate? Wow.
It did surprise me, though, Steve, that Kamala Harris and Cory Booker are such good friends, and now they're
both running.
Yeah, they're competing for the same job
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. They're very good friends. Yeah.
This is interesting.
Julian Castro out of Texas. What's her name?
Did he announce?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the twin, right?
Yeah, the twin. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's
San
in it.
Antonio, Texas.
Klobuchar
He's been
is
on
in
The
it.
View and everything.
Yeah.
He's been talking.
Klobuchar.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
out.
Out of Minnesota is in it. Kirsten, what is her last name? She's in it. So there's three women. And then
Booker.
Yeah, Cory Booker, we said him. Bernie Sanders, Julian Castro. And, well, anyway, it's a crowded field. Let's say that. A lot of people. What was the Republican count last time? Was it 16 or 17 candidates?
When
Mr.
Trump was
when
running?
Trump was running, yeah. Yeah.
And then Howard Schultz from Starbucks.
Oh, yeah, from Starbucks. Well, he's going to run as an independent.
Yeah.
Which is
But
going to...
He said he doesn't see color.
Who said that?
Howard Schultz, the guy that used to run Starbucks that's
Starbucks.
running as an independent, maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, this is going to be going on for
Do
a
he
long time.
pass out coffee when he comes?
You know what?
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, Puffy, or Diddy, if you call him Diddy, his wax figure was decapitated. And Serena Williams is back ranked in the top 10. We'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, the wax figure of Diddy, or Puffy, Sean Diddy Combs, has been decapitated. A vandal toppled the statue at Madame Tussauds, the Wax Museum in New York City, then stomped on its face, causing over $250,000 in damage. Damages, yeah. Police said the culprit then escaped on foot, but not before screaming at the wax figure, "Look what you made me do." The museum... What?
He crazy.
What? Yeah.
What?
So he's screaming at the wax figure, "Look what you made me do." The museum,
Diddy?
yeah. The museum allows visitors to interact with the figures and get up close. Oh yeah, because we've seen people taking selfies with the wax figures and all of that. Yeah. Repairs will be made as quickly as possible so that Diddy can return to the museum, to that A-list party room, huh?
Was he also saying, take that, take that, take that, take that? He wasn't doing that?
No. Challenge! He wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that either.
He wasn't doing bad boy.
Jesus.
But look what you made me do.
Yeah, look what you made me do. All right, in other news, it's Women Crush Wednesday, okay? WCW. So when it comes to strong female role models, the lovely, the beautiful, the very, very talented Serena Williams is a perfect 10. Remember, she was our Women Crush Wednesday one Wednesday, Carla, the both of us. Yeah. And yesterday, Serena ranked another 10 which, although not perfect, is one she can be pretty happy about. When Serena made her first appearance in the tennis rankings top 10 since giving birth to her daughter, Olympia, in September of 2017. So that's big. Now she's working her way back, okay, to being number one, it looks like to me, because she struggled, in that first year with having the baby and getting back. And they weren't treating her, as fairly. And so now she's made it to the top 10.
Go ahead. Girl.
She's very determined. So she's 37 years old. She's third all time with 319 total weeks at number one. She's ranked at number 10 in the latest Women's Tennis Association ranking. So congratulations.
I don't care what she's
to
ranked.
Serena.
She's the greatest.
She bad.
She's the greatest.
Yes, she is.
She's a goat.
She's a bad girl, though.
Yes, she is.
She's a goat.
Of all time.
Yeah. But she's proving, like so many women have before her, is that you can have a baby and still, follow your dreams and be a great
Balance a
athlete.
career.
Women can for sure. Men can't do that.
Men can't what?
If we can have babies, we're not going to bounce back.
No, you guys couldn't.
I'm in the
Matter of
hospital
fact,
at
after my
least
first
18
one, that's
months.
You in the hospital how long, Steve?
18 months. I
It
got to
only
have
takes
this
9
baby,
to
and
have
then I got to sit there and think about it.
Hey, look, after you have that baby, you're out. We need this bed, okay?
I'm going to be taking bandages off trying to figure out how I had this baby.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't think the population would be what it is if men had to have babies.
They
I can
couldn't
tell you
handle
a
it.
lot lower.
Yeah, it'd be a lot lower.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now. Wouldn't be no Junior or Jay.
What? What do you mean, Steve?
Well, I wouldn't. It wouldn't be neither one of them. If we, if men had babies, come on now. Everybody finna have Jay.
Oh, man. What you saying, Steve?
Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna have Junior.
Oh, gosh.
What up, huh?
Nobody finna hear all this.
That's funny.
Yeah, but shout out to Serena because it
Yes.
is hard.
Yes, it is. On this Women Crush Wednesday. She's everybody's women crush.
I need
love
that
her.
thing in my back. What's it called? Epidural?
Epidural. Yeah, epidural.
I need all that.
I don't know if you could take that.
Because if
That's
you
painful
move,
too, huh?
Tommy.
Well, it's not painful.
Right. That's what I hear. You can't move at
Well,
all.
when Brandon
It's not
Carly
painful.
was born, I took one.
All right, on that note, we're moving
My ex-wife
on.
said she didn't want no drugs in her baby. I said, I don't care.
You can take it, Steve.
Man, give them to me. Pass me out. Do something.
Pass me out. Crazy, man. All right, this is some sad news. Khloe Kardashian, according to TMZ, has thrown in the towel. She has broken up with her man, Tristan Thompson, after she found out that her baby daddy, this is what's crazy, that Tristan allegedly cheated on her with her baby sister Kylie's best friend.
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah, little Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan?
What? That's Kylie, Khloe's little sister Kylie. Has a best friend named Jordan. Tristan was messing around on Khloe with Jordan. What is right?
With Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't know none of them.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now, sir.
Okay, so we're told that Tristan flew into L.A. to spend Valentine's. That was Thursday, of course. He spent that with Khloe and the baby True. Then on Saturday, he went out, hooked up with Kylie's best friend, Jordan. And then witnesses say Tristan and Jordan were just all over each other, making out and everything. Khloe found out and immediately broke things off with Tristan.
He think nobody wasn't going to see him?
He don't never think nobody see him, Tommy.
Yeah. Remember that
He's
other
6'13". How you think ain't nobody going to see you?
I'm 6'13". But
is
that's
terrible.
your girl's sister's best friend.
This is a terrible story.
He should have called Lamar and just went to
Yeah.
Vegas. He should have done that.
Yeah.
He's going to do something.
I did see this on TMZ, and our girl Raquel, she said that this was a setup. She said that
That's
this
what it
was,
sounds
yeah,
like.
She said that this whole thing was a setup just to see if Tristan would cheat on
Take the
her.
bait.
Yeah, take the bait. Yeah.
That sounds like, well, he took it.
Well, he did, yeah.
Hook, line, sinker,
I just
man.
can't see Kylie's best friend doing this with her sister's man.
Tommy, send the picture.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, got it coming right up for you, boss.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this is really crazy.
But everybody gonna take this bait though. This right here.
Okay, Tommy. Tommy, you're married, okay?
Yeah. We ain't on in Houston no more. What?
So you think it's just based on the location where we are?
I'm just saying
much
stuff.
what
I'm
he
just
going
saying-
with.
I'm just saying stuff, Carl.
Did you say that?
You
mean
married
none of
all
this.
over the world.
Yeah.
I don't mean none of this. I thought you were just married in Texas when you got married. I didn't know that.
All right, we'll be back with more of this ignorant show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here's a question for you. Will R. Kelly finally pay for his alleged crimes? We're not sure. We don't know. But word has it that a grand jury has been convened in Cook County, Illinois, in connection to the new allegations against him. This comes on the heels of that sex tape that Michael Avenatti turned into Chicago authorities. In case you guys don't remember this case, well, it just happened last week, but to review, the Cook County State's attorney asked potential witnesses to come forward in the aftermath of the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries. And for the record, he's denied all allegations. The Cook County State's attorney wouldn't confirm the grand jury proceedings or the existence of a new investigation. And R's lawyer, Steve Greenberg, said he hasn't been notified of a grand jury. We'll keep you posted. Last week, of course, a news tape surfaced supposedly with R. Kelly having sex with a 14-year-old.
Jesus.
Yeah.
When is he going to jail?
Yeah. And this is a completely different tape than the first one.
Let me tell you something. My little girl, 14. I ain't waiting on nothing. I ain't waiting on the po-pos. I ain't waiting on nothing. My little girl, 14, let me tell you something. I don't know who up in that house, but I'm finna open up that whole damn house when I get up over there. I promise you that. It's not going to be good at all.
As it should be, you know. I can't even really mind. I can't wrap my mind around it.
It's really hard, and he's gotten away with this for so long. It's time to put a stop to this now.
Really sickening.
Yeah. So now, we talked about Kylie earlier, Carla. Now, what's going on with her baby daddy, Travis Scott?
Okay, so over the weekend, he had a Southwest Commercial Airlines moment. You know that "Wanna Get Away"? Y'all remember that commercial?
Yeah.
So he was in concert, and at the end of the show, he says, "St. Louis, I love you. Get home safe."
Where was he?
That was nice, but it was misplaced because he was actually in Kansas City, Missouri.
Damn.
So he kind of looked around, and everybody was like, little Southwest Commercial Airlines. So has that ever happened to you, Steve? Where because you and Tommy, y'all tour a lot. Tommy, you're always on the road. Have y'all ever saluted one city and made the mistake and was supposed to be somewhere else? No, you never?
No.
You know,
Tommy,
you want to know what mine was?
Yeah.
Yes.
That whole Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, that's kind of understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they wasn't hearing that though.
No.
They weren't
they
understanding.
They was not hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
I made that
what
mistake, but not on stage. I was somewhere when I did it. But
Kansas City, Missouri wants you to say Missouri. Do not say Kansas.
oh, they be touchy about that.
Wow. So, but that never happened to you, Steve?
Oh, I don't never remember doing that. Not mistaking the city. Now I've awakened. One time, I woke up in a hotel. Came downstairs to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Was looking around, didn't know where I was. I just
Really?
said, so the guy came up to me, and I said, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" I ain't trying to be funny. I said, "Where am I?"
Where am I?
He said, "You're right here, sir." I said,
Needed
"No."
help.
I said, no, dog. What city is this? He said, oh, this is St. Petersburg.
Florida?
Yeah.
Florida.
Why didn't you know that?
I had been traveling so many shows, so many days. I was when I was doing those one-nighters with the Comedy Zone. Man, you could get confused with where you was, man.
Wow.
It was horrible, man.
And look at you now. We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Some sad news, guys. Legendary fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld has passed away. He was 85 years old. The German designer who lived in Paris died earlier yesterday, after missing a number of fashion shows while being ill in recent weeks. Karl Lagerfeld became a design assistant as a teenager and began his long career with Chanel back in 1983. He's credited with adding glitz to the design house's style. He was a creative director for Chanel and Fendi. Up until his death, Lagerfeld released collections for Fendi and his label. And
you know what he did for me? You know what he did for me?
What?
He made me smell good throughout the whole 80s. You hear me? That Lagerfeld cologne was the
You want the
greatest
same thing through the whole 80s?
Yeah, I did. I did. I thought that Lagerfeld was, well, I ain't gonna lie, I had some more, but that Lagerfeld was signature.
That was your main. That was your main.
Man.
Did you get a lot of girls?
What?
You know,
I
man.
had a shag with a ducktail in the back. What?
God, dog.
What?
Come on, boy.
Boy,
He took
Talk
you back.
about yourself.
I know.
Shag with a ducktail.
with the ducktail, man.
We used to call them Q-locks.
Q-locks.
Q-locks,
Yeah.
what's that? The hairstyle?
Yeah, when you had the little flip on the back, we call them Q-locks. I used to cut them for the bros in college.
Uh-huh.
Ducktail, boy.
You had a shag with, wow, Tommy.
Yeah,
I
girl.
would love to see that.
Oh, let me get that part on the side. What you talking about?
Okay.
My mama said that's way too much going on. Right
Yes.
now. You need to let one of
That
them
has-
go.
You know
busy.
something, man?
He was right.
I have the best colognes now.
Uh-huh.
But coming up, though, dog, you couldn't tell me nothing about Polo.
Yeah.
That was your fragrance.
Huh?
Ralph Lauren. Yeah,
Hey, did you,
That
did
green
you wear
ball
your
and that
gold
horse
top?
on it with the gold knob?
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody had that.
Man, Polo? Woo!
And you know,
I
ladies
love
love a
colognes.
good smelling man.
Man.
Everybody rock.
But you know you had that polo too long when that gold is starting to flake off the top. And the man on the horse is fading
No.
away. You're like, man.
Now, here when you know you got on too much of it, when the girls say you need to wash.
Some of that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Man,
it.
I had so much Polo on at the Spats one night.
That's a club.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I had my little cheap-ass suit on. I was standing at the edge of the bar nursing this drink that wouldn't have no alcohol in it.
Right. 'Cause
I
you
was
don't
standing
drink.
there, man. I had so much Polo on me, it was burning my eyes.
Did you leave
is
any
too
in the
much.
bottle that night?
I had 3 handfuls on me.
Ooh,
That patted it all in my suit jacket.
Oh,
Because, you know, I knew they was in the club with too much going on in there. I wanted mine to last. Boy, I was in there
You
hurting.
think you can wear it, dog?
Oh, I was in there
So
hurting.
how many
I had so
squirts
much-
you put on?
he
How many
said 3
squirts?
handfuls.
No, see, you
Yeah.
doused it in the bottle. You doused it in your hand, the bottle I had.
That made it last longer.
Man,
Whew, okay.
3 handfuls. All on the back of my neck. Behind my ear.
You didn't take anyone home that night?
Under my, oh, hell no. Shirley, it wasn't that good back then. Take somebody home. I'd be lucky to get a
They
damn
couldn't get
number
past
out
the
of
smell, sure.
there. Take nobody home like first night.
Oh,
That was hard back then. You had,
Oh, okay.
you had to at least have some kind of game.
You got the coat. You got the coat.
All right, coming up, it's Steve Harvey and his closing remarks. You don't want to miss it at 49 after the hour.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we are, last break of the day. Time for Steve's closing remarks.
Okay. Today, Tommy sent me something. Sent me a caption that I'm going to keep because I oftentimes keep quotes in my motivational folder in my photo stream. And I just look at them from time to time when I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Sometimes I just need a little uplift myself, you know. And Tommy sent me this today, and I'm going to share it with you. And it's going to cause me to expound on it a bit because it's something I really do believe in. It says, do not ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. Do not ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. You know, folks, it's very simple. God can put his finger on something to bless if you give him something to put his finger on. But you can't ask God to do something and you're making no effort. Lord, help me get a job, but you ain't putting in no applications. Lord, help me do right, but all you ever want to do is wrong. You're just committed to wrong. You know, you got to make a move in the right direction. You know, faith without works is dead. So what Tommy sent me, do not ask God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. It's something all of us are guilty of it from time to time. Sometimes we get complacent. Sometimes we just get to feeling sorry for ourselves. You know, oh man, I guess it ain't meant to be. Oh Lord, what now? You know, look, man, you can complain your way through life if you want to, but you really have to make an attitude adjustment. You got to get two things moving, your attitude and your feet. Those two things have to get moving. You got to start taking steps. You may not know the way how to get to the finish line, but the finish line is somewhere it ain't where you at. The finish line is never where you're standing. So you got to start taking some steps. And once again, you may not know all the steps necessary to get to the tape, but you got to start the process, man. So like the caption says, stop asking God to guide your footsteps if you ain't willing to move your feet. You got to put it into motion. Look, it's just a dream when you're thinking about it. But you got to put your dreams to work. Motivation is when your dreams put on work clothes. You got to take your dreams and put work clothes on them, man. You got to start stepping in the right direction. You've got to make a move towards the light. You've got to step towards the finish line. You've got to start to get to where you're trying to get to. You got to get to go. You got to go to get. Period. You cannot stay that wherever you're trying to get to can't be right where you at. It can't be. It can't be. I give you, look, this is a silly example. But let's say your family reunion is in Wyoming, which I know it's not. That's why I said it. And you drive to Wyoming. When you get to Wyoming and you reach Wyoming, the state of Wyoming, you still got to do something. Because where's the family reunion at? You just can't go to Wyoming. Well, I'm here, Lord. You here? You where? You even when you get to where you say you going, you got to move around. Let's say you get to the park where you're holding the family reunion, and you get to the park. Once you get to the park, what? You got to do something? You going to play softball, volleyball, you going to sit on the tree, play domino, you going to barbecue, you going to make lemonade. You constantly got to be doing something. There is no, when you get there, you there, and there is no more movement required. There's movement required throughout your life, because wherever you're trying to get to, it ain't where you at. I can promise you that. It's never where you at. I'm doing very well in my life. It ain't where I'm going. How would I be just, I'm here now, this it? This it? What? No more dreams, Steve, no more visions. You want nothing else. You here. This it for you. And it doesn't matter to me that people look at me and go, man, you got all this. I don't even see what you tripping for. I ain't tripping. I just want to be more than I am. I'm really trying to be a better person. I really, really am. I'm not content with the person I am. I could improve. I could actually be a better person. So I'm in the process. God ain't through with me yet. He working on me. I'm trying. I'm better than I used to be. But I'm still got my feet moving. So I'm asking God to guide my steps. But I got my feet moving, man. Stop asking God to guide your footsteps if you ain't willing to move your feet. Can't happen. It's what you want. Come on, man. Stop that. You're being unreasonable to God. Guiding your footstep and moving your feet down the path, that's two different things. You got to do that. You make one step. he'll make 2. So if you don't make the 1, you cannot expect him to make the 2. He can touch you and bless you, but you got to give him something to bless. You got to do something. Can't sit at the house watching TV. That's it. Stop asking God to guide your footsteps if you're not willing to move your feet. Thank you, Tommy. Those are my closing remarks.
Drop it.
Okay.
Who?
Now that actually sounded like a mic. For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.